This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Police charge suspect in murder of music selector. The police say they have made a breakthrough in their cold case investigation of a January 31, 2020 murder of music selector 35-year-old O'Shane Jones. According to the police, a suspect, a 21-year-old Ryan Nelson, otherwise called Weddy, of a Red Hills Road, Kingston 19 address, was arrested on Monday, October 18, 2021. The police said that the now deceased man was riding his motorcycle along Whitehall Avenue in St. Andrew about 3 p.m. when Nelson allegedly drove up beside him on a motorcycle, pulled a firearm from his waistband and shot him. Nelson was charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney on Monday. His court date is being finalized, the police said. Gunmen unleash terror in Linstead. Gunmen have unleashed terror in a second incident in as many days in Linstead, St. Catherine. A total of 4 people have now been shot in both incidents, 2 fatally. The latter incident, which happened at York Street Monday night, claimed the life of 34-year-old Elvis Blake, otherwise called Ray, a welder employed to the West Indies Alumna Company in Yuatan. Another man was also wounded during the incident. Residents told the news that Blake was shot in his community as he arrived at a location where gunmen were reportedly carrying out a robbery. His mother, Gretel Queenie Johnson, who lives in the United States, is on the island to bury her brother who died of an ailment. She will now be planning a second funeral for her only child. Geneva Thomas, a common-law wife of the late Blake, is devastated by the slaying of the man with whom she has 2 sons, ages 1 and 2 years old. Blake has 4 children in total. "I am heartbroken right now. It is just unbelievable," Thomas said. "This seems like a dream I want to wake up out of, but I just don't know how to come out of it." She described Blake as a good spouse and a father. "He was just a cool person. He was just different, one of a kind, 1 in a million, everything. He was a baby father who any baby mother would like to have. He wasn't a thief or involved in any form of illegal activity." The deadly shooting at York Street happened a day after gunmen on October 24 shot 2 people in another section of Linstead known as Banbury. As reported earlier by the news, the deceased in the Banbury shooting is 40-year-old Natalie Kelly Baker. Police reported that about 7:15 p.m., Baker was outside a shop when 2 gunmen approached her and a male friend. They shot them both before running into bushes. Jamaica lifts a travel ban on all countries on its lists. All countries from which travel to Jamaica had been prohibited have been removed from the government's ban list. The only countries that had remained on the list were South American nations Brazil, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, and Paraguay. The ban on India and Trinidad and Tobago had been recently lifted. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement in the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
Based on the recommendations of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we are removing all banned countries from our travel list. So you will recall that the bans had been placed on those countries, most of them, if you recall, India and South America. Trinidad was on that list. But this was because of high infection rates and concerns about new variants. These countries have, however, Madam Speaker, controlled their outbreaks and have very high vaccination rates. If you look at all of them, their vaccination rates are higher than Jamaica's vaccination rate. So there's no, including Brazil. In fact, Brazil has a very high vaccination rate. So it doesn't make sense, Madam Speaker, that, we're banning countries that have brought their infection rates under control and have higher vaccination rates than ours. The pre-testing requirement for persons traveling to Jamaica to present a negative COVID test within 3 days prior to travel remains in place. Madam Speaker, I am pleased to report that we have significantly overhauled and simplify the travel authorization application process through Jam COVID and Visit Jamaica platforms. We have reduced the number of questions and increased the speed of approval.
4 people arrested, 2 firearms seized in Hanover. 4 people, including a juvenile, were arrested in 2 separate incidents in Hanover as lawmen recovered 2 illegal firearms. The police said that on Monday, October 25, lawmen were on patrol on Prosper Road, Lucy, about 11:30 p.m. when 2 men were seen traveling on a motorcycle. The pillion reportedly pointed a firearm at the police and the men were pursued by the lawmen. The motorcycle crashed into an embankment during the pursuit. Both the men reportedly fled after the crash, leaving behind a 9mm pistol along with a magazine containing 8 9mm rounds of ammunition. Shortly after, detectives say they followed up on leads and apprehended a man suspected of being involved in the incident at his home. The police said his identity is being withheld as they continue their investigations. Meanwhile, in the second incident, 3 people, including a juvenile, were arrested in connection with the seizure of an illegal firearm and 4 rounds of ammunition at their home in Sandy Bay, Mount Pelier in the parish on Sunday. In that incident, the police said that a pre-dawn operation was carried out about 4:30. A Sig Sauer 9mm pistol along with 4 9mm rounds of ammunition was found in a bag inside the bathroom. The identities of the people in custody are being withheld at this time, the police said. Jamaica on track to having digital vaccination cards by year-end. Progress is being made with a plan to introduce digital vaccination cards in Jamaica by the end of the year. Dunson Bryan, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, provided an update on Tuesday. He said the government is collaborating with a non-governmental organization in India to develop the digital cards at no cost to Jamaica. Digital vaccination cards developed by the company are being used in other jurisdictions, Mr. Bryan disclosed.
We will be utilizing that engagement in collaboration with UNICEF, which has been our partner in the electronic vaccination aspects of the program. The anticipated timeline still remain the same. The solution that is being contemplated is called a DIVOC solution, and we intend to have the complete vaccination card, electronic card, ready for our jurisdiction within the timeline that was stipulated before. Many persons would have come in at the front end of our vaccination program and would have given information around their names and other biostatistics relating to them as a person. And so we need to validate all of this information as we move now into an electronic environment from our manual environment, which is the manual card that you would carry around. And so there's a process that we will speak about next week where we're going to invite persons to validate their information that is existing in our database to ensure your name is spelled correctly, your date of birth is correct, your address is correct, and any other information that we have for you is accurate.
2 cops involved in crash which killed the Pathways leader Kevin Smith still in critical condition. 2 police officers remain in critical condition following Monday's crash on the Linseed bypass, in which a fellow officer as well as controversial religious leader Kevin Smith died. Corporal Rohan James, chairman of the Police Federation, told the news that the officers have undergone surgery and are responding favorably to treatment.
The members are responding favorably to treatment. They are stable, and at this time we are giving God thanks that they have made some progress, albeit they are still critical but stable. They have in fact undergone surgery and are responding to treatment.
Constable Orlando Irons, who was attached to the St. James Police Division, was killed in the crash. The officers had been transporting Kevin Smith, the leader of Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, from Montego Bay to Kingston when the crash occurred. Smith had been arrested on Sunday, October 17, following what appeared to be a human sacrifice ritual at his organization in which the throats of 2 people were slashed. A 3rd member of the religious group died after engaging the police in a gun battle when they entered the premises after being alerted that the ritual was taking place. Police intensified search for abduction suspect Davian Bryan. The police have intensified the search for Davian Bryan, the suspect in the abduction of 2 girls in Bath, St. Thomas. Superintendent Alison Byfield, the commanding officer for the St. Thomas Police, says various methods including new strategies are being used to apprehend Mr. Bryan. We are still hunting him. We are in the Bath area as also other places of Portland where he is from. We have extended our search to Portland, but we have concentrated our effort in the St. Thomas space because we honestly believe and our intel is telling us that he remains in this space, as she revealed. Superintendent Byfield urged persons who are in contact with him to encourage him to turn himself over to the police for questioning. The police have been trying to find Mr. Bryan since the first abduction almost 2 weeks ago. Motorists advised to check speedometer reading on fitness certificate. Motorists are being advised to ensure that the speedometer reading on their motor vehicle corresponds with that on the fitness certificate that is issued at the examination depot after the vehicle has been tested. Island Traffic Authority Director Kenute Hare said it has been observed that a larger number of people have speedometer readings that are different from that which is on the fitness certificate. That could be for a multiplicity of reasons, so we want persons not to leave the depot without checking your documents to make sure that everything is correct. Check that your name is spelled correctly. Check everything. Don't just collect the document and leave, he cautioned. Hare said that if a mileage correction has to be done, there is a process that has to be followed, so the prudent thing to do is to ensure that the information is correct at the point of receipt of the fitness certificate. The ITA director also issued a reminder that no fees are to be paid at any of the island's examination depots. We don't collect there, we don't have cashiers there. All fees are to be paid at the offices of the Tax Administration Jamaica, so pay your fees there and we will provide the requisite services, he said. Hare added that several of the services may be paid for online, including fitness. Virtual payments are also accepted, so you can pay for your fitness at the TAJ website, and we know whether you pay or not because there is an integrated system between us, he noted. Hare said that the ITA is committed to ensuring that the vehicular safety component of the road safety apparatus is properly enforced and is inviting the public to play a role in the process. The ITA is going through a transformation and we want the Jamaican people to work with us. If there are any issues whatsoever that you encounter at the Island Traffic Authority depots that you believe that we need to address, feel free to email us, he said. We are on Twitter and Instagram, or you can email us at dita@mtw.gov.jm, so whatsoever issues you are having, you can let us know. We are here to serve the interest of all road users for road safety, Hare noted. The ITA director indicated that the current projection is for more than 450 road fatalities in 2021 and gave the assurance that the authority is working hard to prevent this from happening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.